Hey there. My name is Kyra Christian, LMFT.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Natalie Milam, the dope trauma therapist, and we are so excited to hang out with y'all tonight. Kai, what are we talking about today, girl?
Y'all, first of all, we are going to talk about the singles, but let me plug this real quick, y'all. We are doing a Hold Me Tight for the couples in LA, Pasadena, February 6th and 7th. Um, it's all day from 9 to 5:30. We hope that the couples can be there and join us, but this conversation is about the singles. We are going to talk about dating while healing. Y'all ready for this?
We dating while healing. Yes, 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 yes. I love it. I'm excited for us to engage the people in this conversation about what it looks like. Like, what does it actually look like to be healed or healing, right?
Right.
Because we know that healing is a process, it's not necessarily a one time thing. So, what does it look like to be single, Black, dating while you are healed and or healing?
Well, I wanted to start with some of the myths, right? Like some of the myth says that you have to be healed, ED, right? And in here we believe that healing is on a continuum and there's different levels of healing that we do in our lifespan. There's different frequencies, there's different ways to heal. Like therapy is not the only option to heal. Sometimes having a vulnerable safe space with friends can be very healing. And so when we talk about dating while healed or healing, there's a lot of challenges that can come with trying to find a partner that can understand like where you're at in the healing process and that can understand what you're reflecting, how you're coming across. And so let's talk about that in our community on what it's like to be working on yourself and you are dating someone that is not.
Whew. Okay. So you just said a whole mouthful right there, girl, because I can, I definitely have some experiences of dating, trying to date from this healed place and healing, right? ING place and coming up against things and being like, now wait a minute. Now I thought I left that in the past, right? Like I thought that I thought I was over that thing. And then all of a sudden I'm getting triggered in the process of, a relationship or even, in the dating game. And so, like, I've heard there's a lot of discourse out there about, you know what, you are not about to make me pay for what the last person did. You need to get somewhere and heal, go to therapy, do whatever it is that you need to do because you're not about to take me through that. But I wonder, like, is that actually realistic, right? Because even when you're healing, you can still be triggered, right? You can be healed and you can still get triggered, right? It does just because you've been to therapy or not, but you've reached a place where you're not necessarily always set off by the same things, that doesn't mean that you won't be set off by something else, right? And so, like, I wonder where grace comes in at, right? And then also another thing, like, and I'm all about some peace, girl. Listen, I enjoy every bit of my peace and do not want my peace disrupted. But also, I wonder, like, what is the balance, right? Of recognizing that everybody is still a human being, right? And love itself is a risk. So when we are entering into relationships, we are risking and recognizing that, like, that's a part of it. Like, a part of love is to risk, right? You're risking into the possibility of love with somebody.
So, Natalie, you said something earlier and it keeps popping out at me when we say phrases like, you're not about to make me pay for what the last person did. That's a trauma response there, right? That
Mhm.
translation is, I am so afraid that what I experienced in my last relationship and another situationship is going to come back up in here. And I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. So I'm going to put it a blanket statement. I'm not going there with you. And so when you say grace and, being able to build vulnerability and talk to people about what they've experienced and actively listen to understand, not to judge, not to use it to harm, but to truly understand like someone's triggers, what's happening for them when certain things come up, to really be able to sit with them in that. And so part of dating while healing is being able to understand yourself, your patterns, be able to hold yourself accountable while holding space and empathy for the other person. And so family, we don't heal to be like, oh, y'all unhealed over there. Like, no, we got to bring each other together in this, right? And that doesn't mean be somebody else's therapist or do the work for your partner or your friends. It means to be the example and hold the space. As therapists,
Mhm.
like, we don't do everything right. Like,
Yeah.
we use the tools and the skills that we teach to other people, and sometimes I can speak for myself, like, my inner child will rev up and try to protect me in a situation, especially with a situationship or relationship, and I'll be like, "Ooh, where'd that come from?" Right? And so, just like I would want somebody to give me mercy and grace, I would need to give that to somebody else.
Yeah, I love that. And I just want to welcome some of the folks that I see on IG. So welcome Prototype Sports, Kay
Hey.
Danielle, what's up, girl? Maya Rashay, forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. Liz 132. Hey, Anitra, my cohorty. And then Prototype Sports says it's almost impossible to find a mate after the age of 35 with no trauma or drama. And so, like, I think there's so much truth to that, right? Like, the fact of the matter is that we have all been through some stuff, right? Like,
Right.
we've all been through pain, we've all been through hurt, we've all been through, rejection and feeling, being all in and then realizing that the person that you were all in with wasn't really all in with you, right? So that leaves you hurt. It leaves you, struggling. But then also, you get into these relationships and then something that new person is doing is triggering you. It's reminding you of something that happened in a previous relationship. And so I think what we're talking about right here is like, how do you manage that? And like Kai, I hear you when you're saying, okay, there needs to be a level of grace. There needs to be the self-awareness about yourself, like what's happening inside of me. Like that thing just hit me. Like, hold on, what was that? Where did that come from? But I'm
Mhm.
thinking about the people who feel like they are exhausted because their partner is always in need of some grace, right? Like their partner is always snooping around, trying to check your phone, trying to see who you DMing, trying to figure out, like, are you doing something? Are you cheating on them? And you very well may not be. But every time you turn around, you find yourself having to explain something. Like, I'm just going to tell you, that issue is exhausting. Like, that's exhausting.
Oh,
So, what's the balance?
oh, for sure, that's exhausting, and the boundaries, right? And so it's being able to communicate your boundaries to that person and again co-create safety to really check in with them on what is that about? Like, is that stemming from past trauma, past relationship trauma that's kind of oozing up to the surface as you're dating? And remember, y'all, like, we're talking about dating, and in this process, you're getting to know this person to see if this is long term, who you want to be with, whatever your dating goals are. I know me personally, and Natalie and I talk about this all the time. Like, I date for marriage. So I need to know, like, if this is something that's coming up for you and you're not wanting to work on it. And that's one of the issues or difficulties that can come in with dating while you're healing, is that you are wanting a partner that can kind of match what your foundation is that yes,
Mm,
we have trauma, but we don't stay there. We don't get stuck there and live there.
got you. Okay. Okay. I love it. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Kai. And so I also want to welcome Mocha Mina. Hey, boo. Happy belated birthday. And I also want to welcome Freeway Yo. Thank you for joining. So, y'all, we're just chatting it up, talking about what it looks like to be dating as Black single folks who are healed and or healing. So thank y'all for joining us. And also, like, drop some fire in the chat, like whatever it is that y'all have to say, like, yeah, put it in the chat. Let's talk about it. Like, that's why we're here. And if you so desire, you can also come on live with us. So The link to come on live is in the bio. You can click it. It just says join live, I think. You can click that link and come on. Now listen, this is a space for healed and or healing singles. So don't be coming up on here with no foolishness. Okay?
Right.
we gonna do right. We're gonna be right. Okay.
Right.
But we definitely would love for y'all to come on. Just click the link that's in the bio that says join live and you will be able to come on. Okay, so Freeway Yo said, let's unpack this. So give me some more. Like, tell me what you want to unpack for you. What do we need to be unpacking? And while we are waiting on Freeway Yo to give us some more context there, I want to just go back for a second, Kyra. Like you talked about that self-awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being able to be self-aware. Shim, you also asked for some coping skills. So, like, what does that look like in practice, right? Like we hear all the time, oh, boundaries, have some balance and all of that. But I'm wondering, what does it look like in practice? What are some practical tips that we can share, right? That we all can share with each other about how to date from that healed place?
Well, a coping skill that you can have is to check in with yourself. And so, still your body, really check in with, did something just happen? Like, let's just say someone that you're dating says something and it's a trigger and it reminds you of something that your ex used to say. Like, allow yourself to have a process and understand what that process is. Like, check in with your body. Is your heart beating? Are your hands clammy? Do you feel dizzy? Are you anxious? Are you mad? Like, really check in with what is coming up with you. I think so
Mhm.
often we have these emotions that are driving us, and impulsively we might cuss somebody out, go 0 to 100, slam the door, walk off. We have all these ways of acting out how we're feeling instead of sitting in it with ourselves and understanding, like, oh, this is really impacting me,
Mhm.
and allowing yourself to breathe,
Mhm.
taking a pause to breathe and to really just be in your body. So many times, y'all, we disassociate. We're playing these records in our minds. We're trying to go to safe spaces, and something is happening in the present. And so, really allowing yourself to slow down and figure out, like, what's happening to my body.
So what I hear you saying is, like, first of all, recognizing that the past is present, right? So what's happening right now, even though my partner actually did do something, they did something, it set me off, but I might be responding to my own stuff. I might be responding to what happened to me in the past versus what's actually happening in real life right now in the present.
Absolutely.
And so taking time to just kind of be still, kind of like to quiet the noise, right? Because we will get in our heads, right? We done made up a whole
Mhm.
entire story about what that person just did when it very well may not even be that, right? And so stopping, pausing, stilling that noise, calming ourselves down, and just being with ourselves first to kind of evaluate. I wonder though, from that space of what can help us not go down that road, not go down that rabbit hole of, well, wait, he did this, so this is probably what he meant, or she did that, she was probably trying to play me. What's the thing that can help to kind of soothe us in that space? Because, like, I'm gonna be honest, when I'm sitting with it, I'm not necessarily soothed by that, right?
Mhm.
That's not soothing or healing.
Right.
So, what would you say is how can we co-create the healing space? Like when we recognize that we're feeling away, what do we do with that?
Take space. Like, it is okay to say, like, hey, I need to take a break. I need to walk away for a second. I need to gather my thoughts, or, you know what, I'm really upset. I'll be right back. I think staying in it and kind of forcing yourself to figure out what to do when it's live is hard, right? If you are not like in active therapy, if you're not in groups that help you learn how to communicate your feelings, if you're not in maybe like social spaces where you're working on that, creating that space within yourself on your own time with your partner to be like, hey, I something just happened. I need to come back.
Mhm. Got you. And I think the key to that is also coming back though, because sometimes like what I see a lot with my couples in therapy is that, okay,
Mhm.
one partner is saying, all right, I need some space. I need to take a breather. I need a minute, but they actually don't circle back and kind of close that loop. And so then that leaves the other person, now they're in their head about, okay, what's really going on, right? Feeling neglected, feeling abandoned, or what have you. But when you take the time that you need for yourself and you're vocal about that, and then you actually close the loop by coming back to your partner, that really helps to strengthen, right? First of all, it helps to resolve the misunderstanding because you do need to go back and actually have the conversation, but have it in a way where you're not attacking your partner, right? You're just acknowledging that, hey, like when you said such and such, that really hit me. It really hit a raw spot for me, right? Like it really hit me in a place of pain that feels very familiar. And like what I want to do right now is I want to cuss you out, right? Like I really want to cuss you out, or I want to block you, or whatever that thing is, that immediate tendency that you have. However, you mean so much to me that I actually want to work through this with you, right? And even acknowledging like that this is hard. I'm even afraid to have this conversation with you because I don't know what's going to happen if I have this conversation with you, right? Like, are you going to meet me here in my vulnerability and in my pain? Or are you going to like laugh at me? Are you going to tell me I'm tripping? Are you going to dismiss me? Like, or are you going to come and be with me in this pain? What's up, Jiminy Cricket and Out the Box Therapy? Thank y'all for joining. Hey, Georgia Girl 05. Hey, 12 Smiles 07. We are just kicking it, just chit-chatting about what it looks like to be single, Black, healed, and or healing and dating. So we love to hear from y'all. If y'all want to come on live with us, go ahead and click the link in the bio that says join live. Or if you just want to support us from the comments, drop your comments in the chat. We'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Let us know, like, what does it look like for you to be Black, single, dating, and healing?
So I want to mention a couple more myths. Have y'all heard that you have to be fully healed to be dating? And have you heard that you got to love yourself first before anybody else could love you? I
Mm,
really would like to talk about those because if we are operating under the guise of you have to fully be healed, then there's going to be a lot of us out there that are not going to find mates. Right. And so in our community, people are starting their healing journey. And as Natalie and I discussed earlier, like we feel like you heal parts of yourself, and healing is on this like continuous journey of different levels and understanding different patterns. And it's almost like the gift that keeps on giving. The more you invest in your body, in yourself, the more you continue to heal. And so if we are saying you can't find love until you're healed, what are we really saying to each other, and what does that mean?
right. And to Prototype Sports point, are you ever fully healed? Like, is that actually reality? Like, are we ever 100% healed? Meaning, ain't nothing triggering us,
Right.
right? Like, we're not reminded of something that the person in the past did. When you say something that I feel like you being slick right now, and I'm really ready to pop off with you, like, will it ever get to a point where I don't feel that activation inside of me? And I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't know that fully 100% healed, nothing setting you up. I don't know that is 100% possible. Like, I don't know a couple that doesn't sometimes get into their cycle, like a negative cycle with each other, and they're going round and round, right? Like they can't seem to catch each other. They're missing what the other person is saying, right? And they're offended by whatever that thing is that was just said.
Mhm.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, right? Like I'm not gonna say 100% no, but I am gonna say, like, Natalie Milam, I've never seen it.
Right. And I want to take it back to like an optimal way of thinking, which is we are a culture with collective trauma that continues to unfold and unfold generations later. And so when I think of healing, fully healing, I'm like, is that setting us up for failure to say like you have to be fully healed before you get into a relationship, or is there an agreement within this partnership that we're on a track of effective communication, being with each other when we are triggered, learning about each other's triggers, and being there for each other, where we don't have to feel alone in the stuff that happens to us. We don't have to feel alone in our experience.
Period. Yes, I love that. Listen, and you went there, right? Like we have collective trauma, right? Ancestral trauma. Our ancestors were beat, broken, bruised, violently handled, mishandled, right? And so that stuff actually really is in our blood. You know what I mean? Like it's in our nervous systems. And so we do have to pause and recognize that, wait a minute, okay, collectively, we have trauma. There is no erasure of that, despite what the government tries to do on a very regular basis and act like this stuff never happened. No, right. Actually, it did happen. And so I think a lot of times when we're so quick to pop off, you know what I mean? Like that comes from a place, right? Like our ancestors had to constantly be on guard. And so we find ourselves sometimes in that same space of like, wait a minute, hold on, right? Are you out to get me? You're trying to play me, whatever, because collectively that is in our bones. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that we can't learn how to lean into that the way that you were talking about earlier, Kai, right? Like slowing down, like, wait a minute, what's actually happening right now in the present moment? Is this really what your partner just did, or is that something else that's coming up for you? And also something that you were saying earlier about like, let's have some grace for each other. And now I want to underscore, grace does not mean be a doormat. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean let somebody just run all over you, right? Like you do need to like know who you are. You know what I mean? Like have a clear vision of who you are and operate from the vision of who you know you are, so that you're not tolerating abuse and mistreatment, right? And abuse, whether we're talking about verbal, physical, emotional, right? Mm-hmm. Make sure that you know who you are so that you're not tolerating that. And also there is space for grace, and we all need grace, every last one of us. Like there's not a person that's walking the face of this planet that's perfect. And so just by virtue of that, we all need some grace.
Yeah. What do y'all think about if what would I say? The myth of you got to love yourself first before you can have real love with someone else. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, let us know. Drop it in the chat. Do you have to love yourself first before you can love anybody else? Is that the question, Kai?
Yes.
Gotcha.
And Natalie, while we're waiting to get some feedback on that, I was thinking of just phrases that we're taught when we're in relationships, like time heals all wounds, and things that could minimize what somebody has been through while they're in a relationship. And sometimes we're made to think like, oh, that was happened 10 years ago, it shouldn't be popping up in the present with my person. And it's like, well, maybe that person helps you feel safe enough for this stuff to come to the surface so it can be healed. And really be thinking of like, what does it really mean to be in partnership and to be dating while healing?
Wow. Oh my God. Like you just said a mouthful. I love that. Really quickly, I'm gonna circle right back to what you just said, Kai. So to our question, we got Georgia Girl 05. Hey Nurse Bay said, amen. Freeway O said, yes, it's very important to love yourself. Mocha Mina said, grace is important in all relationships. Yes. Leslie 132 said, maybe be happy with yourself first. I love that. Liz. It's like, maybe it's not that you have to completely be like 100% healed, but you do need to find happiness within yourself. I love that. 12 Smiles dropped some real fire. She said, time reveals all wounds.
Ooh, I like, okay, you snapping.
Yes. Jiminy Cricket 5 said, I think you have to know what self-love looks like in order to be okay with having someone else to love. Yes. Let's Liz 132 said time does heal. but you will have the memories. It will not hurt as much and as often. 12 Smiles said self-love is also a journey. Yes, Lord. Prototype Sports said, not first. I think if you receive the right type of love for your insecurities, it will open your eyes to loving yourself the right way. Come on here, sir.
Ooh, y'all are bomb.
Mocha Mina said, being self-aware as well. You don't have to be fully healed, but we should be aware of what we need to work on. Absolutely. Oh, come on, Jay. Thank you for letting me know that there's Shoe Boo. Hey. And Freeway is agreeing with Amina. So, oh my God, like y'all are, look, y'all need to come on here on here live with us now and share these jewels that y'all are dropping in this chat. But I could not agree more, right? Like, I love this idea that it's important to know what self-love looks like. And also that sometimes somebody can come along and love you in such a corrective way, right? Like that's pretty much what we do as therapists with emotionally focused therapy. Like we are creating corrective emotional experiences in the therapy room. And once we do that, people are able to see like, oh, wait a minute, wow, like somebody can actually love me for real. You know what I mean? Like unconditionally. And when you receive that unconditional love, it sets you free in a way, you know, that you've never experienced before. So absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Sierra Boo. Hey, girl.
Natalie, I wanted to piggyback on what you said, especially when it comes to emotionally focused therapy and what we can do. And y'all, like as therapists, when someone comes in, like we can't even scratch the surface on what someone's actual partner can do for them if there's a co-creation of safety and the person feels like they can be vulnerable, that they can see themselves, their self-love through their partner's eyes, if they can feel accepted, and even on their worst day their partner isn't going to leave, but gently challenge like, what is that? And especially if what's coming up is harmful and it's hurtful. And so really being able to have these conversations with each other and not be so quick to dismiss, minimize, or pretend like we have to be perfect.
Yes. Come on, sis. I love it. You talked about like what we're doing in the therapy room, right? Like how, like as therapists, we get to act as what we call a surrogate attachment figure, right? Like we get to model what it looks like to to have like this unconditional positive regard for our clients, to listen, to not dismiss what they're saying and all of that. But like although that's helpful and it's necessary, it's so necessary. However, what the person really needs is for their partner to do that, right? Like we're just modeling what that looks like in practice. What we really need as individuals is for our partners to meet us in that same unconditional way. And so Jay just asked the question. She said, does unconditional love exist? Like, do we actually think that unconditional love exists? And then Jiminy Cricket said, yes, it does. It exists. Nurse Bay said it does take loving yourself before you can give love to another person. Some people may not know how to love. They weren't exposed to it in their upbringing. And with them not being exposed to it, they're unable to show others how to love or how to be loved on. Yeah, I hear that. I also think that like when you're exposed to what true love is over time, maybe like not the first instance of that, but I think over time you can start to learn how to love you, right? Like you can see that, oh wait, like this is what that feels like when you start to actually embody that, because you're experiencing it, right? Like that exposure is real. If you hadn't been exposed to it, then obviously you don't know what it is. But I think that once you are exposed to it, that's the game changer, right? Like, wait a minute, I can actually be loved unconditionally. And so unconditionally meaning like I get to show up all that I am, all that I'm not, and you accept me fully. Like I get to be all of me with you. And that is a safe, very liberating place when I can show up and be all of myself. I don't have to mute myself. I don't have to water down. I don't have to shrink. I can actually just be all of me, all that I am, all that I'm not, and know that with you, I'm safe in that space. Yeah, I think so.
I do too. And I just want to shout out Mike K. Davis that says he's listening on StreamYard. And so we have someone in the chat on StreamYard. I wanted to add, y'all, like a couple of days ago, I was on social media and there was this young lady who's dating, and she was talking about like wanting to change her appearance to in hopes of being with the type of guy that she likes. And the type of guy that she likes this specific look, right? And she was really sharing about how she felt pressured to do something that is not really her anymore, but to look the part. And in the chat, the people were telling her like, well, look the part, get the guy, get him invested, and then be yourself. And this is why that is not healing in dating, because you are coming in wanting, or she was coming in pretending to be something that she's not, in hopes of getting in the relationship and then slowly unpacking who she really is. And when
Mhm.
we think of like, yes, finding happiness, understanding self-love, like, do we think that relationship is going to be something that's unconditional, when it's like you're not coming in with mask off saying, this is who I am, this is, this is me. And of course we change as we're in relationships, but really coming in with authenticity. And I
Mhm.
just wanted to kind of add that, because I really do think love can be unconditional when you're being yourself.
Mm. Wow. So what I hear you saying is like loving yourself unconditionally, like accepting yourself, like all that you are, all that you aren't, showing up fully and authentically as you,
Yeah.
instead of trying to drip pieces of yourself in. Okay, cool. We got some more comments here. So let's see. Prototype said, unconditional love is all I know. Despite not always getting loved unconditionally, all I have is unconditional love. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Nurse Bay said, I'm a victim of that, as I wasn't shown love from my family, so I didn't actually know how that felt, not until I was involved with my ex-fiance. I just didn't know how to reciprocate that love to him. Listen, Nurse Bay, I feel that like so much. I 100% can relate to that. Like I did not know what unconditional love felt like until I was dead grown, right? Like, yeah, that's so real. Mocha Mina, I don't want someone showing me their representative. Come as you are so I can love the real you. Come on here. Yeah, show me all of you, right? Let me love all of you. Yes, I love that. Okay, good people. This has been so amazing. We would love for y'all to like drop in the chat, let us know like what other conversations do y'all want to have. We want to start coming on here more regularly, maybe like, I don't know, Sunday nights, Monday nights, on a consistent basis, and just chatting it up, right? Just having real talk about real stuff, these real lives that we are living, coming 100% as ourselves, and just chatting it up. Another just really quick plug, if you know anybody that any couples that just need a boost, right? Like they just need to work through some things, maybe everything is fine and they just need to come for a little tune up, what have you, let them know that we are going to be in LA on February 6th and 7th doing a Hold Me Tight, which is a 2-day workshop where we really get down to it and we get into the real stuff. We're healing injuries, we're finding those raw spots, those things that make us pop off here and there and we don't really know why. We're revisiting those rocky moments. We're learning what our cycles look like and where we get stuck, why we keep missing each other, all the things. So yeah, let the couples know to join us. That link is also in our bio here on all of our social media platforms. And we can't wait to see y'all again. Thank y'all so much for coming.
Wait, Nat, before we leave, I just want to thank y'all because this space, a lot of people showed up and showed out, and we are truly for our community and we believe in collective wisdom. And so, this being able to sit on here together and share community, share about love, share about dating, just family stuff, like it means more than what y'all know. Like, this is the healing, this is the healing continued. And so, we just really thank y'all for taking your time and staying with us for this, this short time and giving us y'all. Like, we really appreciate that.
Yes, thank y'all for being with us. All right, till next time, take care, peeps.
Bye.